Thank you for tuning in. This is Gardening with Kita. How y'all doing today? I'm back with another video. I'm getting ready to plant my Beauregard sweet potatoes that I purchased from Gurney's. Um, I'm going to plant them in these two back beds where I harvested my onions last week. And let's get to it. So these are the beds that I harvested my onions in last week. As you can see, the soil level is very low in these beds, and I need to top off the soil before I plant my sweet potatoes. I'm going to use some of this Stay Green that I got on sale from Lowe's and some of this compost that I got from HEB. I'm going to put those two bags in each bed, so 2 for each bed. I'm gonna then I add my amendments next. All right, family, we've added some compost to this bed and some garden soil to the bed. This is the Stay Green garden soil from Lowe's. It was on sale. Thought it was a great buy, so I got it. But I know that I need to add a few more things to this soil because it is going into a raised bed. It's going to need a few more amendments. These are the amendments that I'm going to use today. I'm going to use some garden tone, not a lot, just a little bit. I'm going to use some perlite for aeration. And I'm going to use the bone meal for good tuber growth since I'm growing sweet potatoes today in these two beds. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this in. I'm going to rake it in nice and good. And then I'm going to come back to show you how I'm choosing to plant sweet potatoes in this 2x4 bed.
So why are we growing sweet potatoes?
We are growing sweet potatoes because my family, especially my husband, loves sweet potatoes.
That is 100% true.
So I am going to do this because they are getting quite expensive at the store. And I have the time to I have the time and space to use these beds. So that's what I'm going to do. So I don't have anything else to go in them right now. I'm going to plant sweet potatoes. All right, here's the bone meal. You see how much smoke comes off of that? How much extraness comes off of this bone meal? It's always a good idea to wear a mask. But see, I am facing away from the bone meal, so it's not coming directly in my face. All right. That is all that I'm going to add to the beds, and let's get this mixed in. I have my rake here. I guess you can call it a rake. I'm going to mix all of this in with the rake. Uh-oh. I'm not worried about getting the bottom of this soil because I've already unclumped that soil at the bottom. So it's pretty much loose down there for the tubers to grow down, for the roots to get down deep. I'm just worried about this top part of soil that I just added. I want to get it good and mixed up. Nice and loose. Now, the Stay Green soil is not the best, but it'll do. When you see, because you see these big chunks of wood in here, this should not have been in here. We want to remove that because we want to make sure that our tubers, our sweet potato vines, and the roots aren't hitting on anything that can possibly stop their growth or inhibit their growth. So I'm going to throw this out of there. You want to break up any clumps that you see. All right. I think it's pretty much good. All right, we've gotten the beds filled back up with the compost and the soil, and we've placed our irrigation down in both beds. So we're ready to plant. These are the Beauregard sweet potato variety that I purchased from Gurney's. I decided to go that route because I've tried twice, well, 2 times in the past 2 spring seasons to grow sweet potato slips. And I think I figured out what the problem was, is that they need to be, you can only do sweet potato slips off or off of organic sweet potatoes. So that was my issue. I was just buying the regular sweet potatoes from the grocery store, but I need to make sure that I use organic sweet potatoes next year to try to grow my slips. Anyway, with that being said, I am getting ready to put at least 4 sweet potato slips in this bed to give it adequate space. I don't want to overcrowd this bed. It is a 2x4 bed, so I don't want to, I want to give it opportunity to produce some big sweet potatoes for us. We like those big sweet potatoes. So again, I'm getting ready to put at least 4 in this bed and 4 in that one, and I'll see how many I have left over. So when I opened the box up from Gurney's, the shipment from Gurney's, they didn't have all of these roots on here. And part of the instructions that Gurney's tells you is to place them in some water so they can rehydrate themselves. I did that, and it has grown lots and lots of roots. Can you see that? All of the roots? All right, let's get ready to plant them. All right, team, I decided to make an executive decision and put another sweet potato slip in the middle of this bed. It just felt like a lot of wasted space. So I'm going to see how it does for me putting an extra slip in this bed. So that's 5 total slips in the bed. I am getting ready now to put some mulch on top to keep the soil kind of cool in this hot Texas DFW area heat that we are already experiencing in May. I'm going to put the mulch on top and water it in. This is what I'm using to mulch my bed. This is Garden Easy Straw Garden. It's garden safe. It's a seeding mulch with tack. I didn't use this one last year. I used garden straw last year, but I wanted to use this one just because it's more cost effective. I got it from Tractor Supply. So let's see what it does this year. Let's give it a test. All right, let's get to it. Ooh, it's windy. Make sure it's around the base of the plant. It also, another benefit to this, it not only does it keep the bed cooler, it also will retain some of the moisture, so it won't evaporate so fast in this heat. I know I probably should have put this mulch down before I put my irrigation tubing down, but it is what it is. I'm gonna make sure I don't see any soil up underneath. Okay, bed is pretty much covered. Let me get that side over here. Make sure all the seedlings are secure. Like so, like that. And we're looking good. We're in business. Put a little bit more right here. All right. Okay. Everything is in. All right, let's water it in. All right, garden family. I am finished planting my sweet potatoes all together. I planted 10 sweet potato in 10 slips in each bed. 5 in each. I'm sorry, 5 in each bed. The heat is getting to me. I had about 17 slips to start with, and I have a few died along the way. And I have 3 left that I'm going to give to my sister, my dear sweet sister, because she's getting her garden started as well. So I thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to follow back up in about 120 days. That should be around late August or early September. And we're going to see how they are doing. We're going to check in periodically between that time. But that's what we're going to do here. And I thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I thank you so much for doing that. And I'm about to get out this heat. And I'll see you guys next time. But before I go, let me know, what do you like to make with sweet potatoes? Do you like to bake them whole? Do you like to peel them and cut them up and use them as diced sweet potatoes? You tell me how you like to use sweet potatoes in your kitchen. Thank you so much again. See you next time. Bye.